All right, so let's jump into Polygraph AI, and this is part of Sumo Day 2025 on Appsumo. You can get 10% off this software here. If you're a Plus member, you can get another 10% off, so a total of 20% off. We can see 4 initial reviews. Some gave it 5 stars and some gave it 1 star. We're going to do our own tests. It's too early to tell if the software is actually really good or not. This is going to be a Grammarly and AI content detecting type of software alternative. So it's not just Grammarly alternative, but it's also going to be, I think it's Zero GPT. I believe this is the one that everyone uses. And then Originality right over here, which is a paid tool, which claims to, and a lot of people think is the best one in the industry as far as detecting AI. But we'll put it up against the test. We've been out building an article. We're going to put this to the test. But before we do that, if you want to sign up and have a chance to win a tier 2 software of your choice as part of the Sumo Day lineup in 2025, just click the first or second link in the description right now, and it'll take you to this page right here. All you need to do is put your email address in, and you'll automatically be enrolled in the giveaway. On Thursday, after Sumo Day ends at noon, I'll do a drawing and then I'll announce it on a community post on my channel. Be watching out for that on Thursday. And you have a chance to win a tier 2 software with the value of $100 to $200. So go and sign up for that. We already have over 100 people that have signed up, which is really cool. Here's Polygraph AI. Use this AI detector to check content for plagiarism, copyright issues, and other writing flaws. That's basically what it is. I'm going to go down here and just go to the founders real quick. March 2023. So it's been around for over 2 years. They have been developing this software for more than 2 years. It's based out of Austin, Texas. So that's actually where Appsumo is from as well, where their headquarters is. And so that is a really nice, I like to see the tech startups and tech companies in Austin because it really is like the up and coming Silicon Valley. A lot of SaaS companies and tech startups happen in Austin. 11 to 50 employees, that's impressive as well. So it's not this little tiny business. It's actually a decent sized company. They're in the expansion phase, in the seed phase. This software is funded. So we could expect some pretty good things with the software. And then you can see this person put it through some rigorous tests and had some really good results, which is great, and so forth. So, and then the pricing plans are right over here. License tier 1 is $59. That's the only plan that you can get with the lifetime deal. You're going to get 150,000 monthly tokens, 135,000 monthly words. So we'll have to see what that actually means. When we paste content in there and it's going to do some AI detection, that's probably coming out of the tokens. I'm not sure if it rewrites content for us, but this is what will be allotted for $59. And that's one time, and you'll always get access. That's actually crazy, because if you go into the annual plan, if you really need a tool like this in your everyday arsenal, you're an agency, or you have multiple sites you're managing, you're going to need to get this annual plan, which this is going to be a special discount only through Appsumo, that if you were to pay for this is going to be much, much more than that. They're saying it's a $600 value for the year. You're going to get it for $159. You're going to get 1 million monthly tokens, right? So 12 million tokens for the year, 900,000 monthly words, generate 2 free articles a week, copyright detector, and AI highlighter. So the copyright detector and AI highlighter, those features are not part of this deal over here, just so you know. I have access to this deal right here, the license tier 1, so I won't be able to show you the copyright detector and AI highlighter. Before we jump into the software, I'm going to go over here and show you what the software looks like, or the web page. Here's what their everyday pricing is. You can pause the video and look at that real quick. That might be helpful for you. All right, so we're going to come over here, a nice looking website in dark mode. I like to go up here to Simular Web and see this is estimating almost 16,000 visitors per month. They must have done some big launch or been on some website getting 33,000 monthly visits. They probably launched on Product Hunt or something like that to get that much traffic, and then they've kind of settled in right over here, and now they're on Appsumo. We know that that's going to skyrocket their traffic as well. So you can see that it's an established business. They do have traffic going to their website. They probably have monthly paid customers, and it's not just a startup. Like, this is their very first. You're their very first customer. All right, so we're going to go jump in real quick. This is what the software looks like. You can see we have 100,000 monthly tokens right over here, and you can upgrade at any point. And you have your questions right over here. You can go and contact them. We're going to come back over here, and you can see they have a dark mode as well. It looks really nice, but in general, I'm going to stick with the light theme for my first review. view because I think people appreciate that, especially if you're watching during the day. So we're going to come through here. You have quick actions. You can detect AI generated text, highlight AI. That's the dashboard. You can go to history at any time, and you have your AI humanizer, your data provenance. So you have all the tools available on the left-hand side. You can go over here to all products and look at it from this way. Data privacy, they have data provenance, AI detector, AI highlighter, humanized text detector, copyright detector, and writing analysis. Those are the main tools we're going to be going over because we have AI detector, we have AI highlighter, so you can highlight AI generated, human generated, or altered text. And then we humanized text detector, we will not be able to use that. The copyright detector, we will not be able to use that. And then the writing analysis. So you can see we're going to spend most of our time right here. And then the AI humanizer is content generation. So they have stealth. We don't have access to that. And you can see down here, we don't have access to that, but we do have access to the content enhancer and the AI humanizer. We have our work cut out for us to go and just cover. I think it's best and easier to use the menu on the left-hand side because anywhere where there's these crowns, it means that we don't have access to that, right? So what we'll do is we'll just come down and we'll test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tools. We have 5 tools really to test. You can see these tools over here. We don't really need to do that, but they have a business plan generator. We do have access to that, and a marketing plan generator right here. We can put in all this information, push submit, and it'll come up with that. But that's not really why you're buying the tools. File system scan might be kind of cool. Do we have access to that? We do not have access to that. Database, I'm not saying access to that as well. So we're going to go and test these out real quick. We need some content to go in AI humanizer right over here. Transform AI generated text into human-like writing that feels authentic and undetectable. We're just going to copy and paste in here. But what we're going to do is go over to Claude, and it is still 11 minutes in researching a article. Okay, so we're back. It wrote us a 1,000-word article, fully researched. It took it like 10 minutes to go out and research. And so we've got this article right over here that Claude built. AI completely wrote this, right? I did my best with my prompt, just a basic prompt. I didn't dig into my prompts that I've been using for years that produce insane content. I didn't use that. I just said, hey, write like this, write like that. No big words, reading level 8th grade, and then I gave it the topic, right? And so it took it and ran with it. It wrote us a 1,000-word article, which looks well-researched and pretty good. Let's be honest, right up front, 10 pounds of pure muscle in 90 days is not realistic for natural lifters. I know that's not what you want to hear, but science shows us blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it kind of goes into that, okay? So we have our 1,000 words right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and just paste it and see what Zero GPT says. Detect text right over here. And we'll see what Zero GPT says about it. Your text is human written. Okay, so your text is human written. Let's see what Originality says real quick. We're just going to go and uncheck that, and we want to scan this real quick, and we'll be right back. Wow, this is crazy because we're getting some extremely good content coming straight out of Claude Sonnet 4.0 and their new research features. Maybe I need to make another video on that because that's extremely impressive. That it's getting to 1,000-word articles. Most people complain that it's very sensitive on the AI side, where it deems everything as AI with 89% confidence that it's human written. So that's crazy. We're going to have to go take some other content from another AI writer. All right, so we're going to write this again, and we're actually going to use just Claude Haiku 3.5. This should be able to write us an article really fast for us. See, it's going to go to town. It's not going to take 10 minutes to write this. In the world of fitness, everyone wants to know, we're going to get our AI written article now. Okay, so I'm going to go copy this. We'll go into word counter, and it did write us a 500-word article, but that's good enough to test. We'll go into Zero GPT, and I'm doing all these tests for you guys because I know that that's what you guys are going to be interested in. You guys are smart people, and you're going to want to see these tests. How does it stack up against some of the other tools that can do this? Now, this says your text is AI generated 77%, and I'm sure Originality is also going to do the same. And we'll just scan that real quick. It's 100% confident that this is likely AI. So we've got our AI writer, and that's what you need to do to make sure you can come in here and start testing tools like Polygraph. So we're going to try to humanize this content. Let's go ahead and paste this content in right here and eliminate AI. I don't know if it matters, but we do have the hashtags in there for the markdown. I should have maybe just pasted in the regular version. This content is 5% AI generated. So human created, 88%, grammar enhanced, how to build in the fitness industry. Everyone wants edit text, compare, start new, compare. So nope, that's not what I want to do. How do I get back if I don't want to do compare? Actually, what I want to do, because this actually highlights this entire thing, so I'm going to copy this text and then we'll come back into Polygraph real quick. I want to remove all that and then I want to paste. And so we at least got rid of the markdown. Then I want to push the eliminate AI one more time and see what we can get with this. And I'm not sure what it's doing. Is it changing the text or is it just going to identify? I'm not really sure how this tool is working because it's supposed to transform AI generated text into writing that feels authentic and undetectable. This one, it's taking a lot longer to do. So maybe it's processing it correctly this time. I'm not sure. It sure is taking a lot longer, so maybe it's truly rewriting it this time, and maybe because of all those hashtags and so forth, it just read it wrong and had a hard time. So we have our 500 word count and our token counts that will be used right here, and hopefully this can go out there and take this 100% AI written content and make it way better. Then we'll retest it in our other tools to see what it truly did. If you're claiming to be an AI detection tool, you've got to know that you're going to be compared to other tools as well. The only way I can truly know is what this AI score and human score was in ZeroGPT and Originality, then come in here, write human, and then take it back into the tool and see if we can get some better scores. That's kind of the logic behind the test. Okay, the timer status bar kept going after 10 minutes. Something was clearly wrong. So you can go up to history and you can check out what's going on with, what your history is basically. So you can go over here and take a look, and I want to see. So like right over here, this looks good. And it's saying 88% created right there, human generated. And the one we were just testing says it's now 90% created, but I think there's an issue because as we scroll down, you'll see something weird going on over here. All this coding right over here, that's going to, I don't know why. And it says the coding and stuff. So far, the humanizing just seems to not work. Maybe if I have time, we'll come back and try to test this tool out. But so far, that's kind of a thumbs down. It just is not really working correctly for us. Let's see if we can just use this as its basic function as an AI detector, how to build muscle fast. And I want to just see, it has all that weird coding again. So I'm going to need to go, and what we're going to do is copy it, and we're going to go and clean text cleaner down here. I'm going to go and paste this in and clean. It should be clean. And here is our, okay, we're going to strip the markdown, and I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. So we put it through a text cleaner, then we strip down the markdown, and now let's go back into Polygraph and let's highlight and delete, and we will paste. You can see right here, there's no coding, nothing weird. We're going to analyze this text for AI detection. It's saying human created 82%. The cognitive flow, I believe, is 75. Higher scores indicate dynamic and engaging writing, while lower scores suggest repetitive and mechanical patterns. I believe anywhere from like 65 and up is considered good. You can see it even has an OpenAI and Claude measurement. We wrote it in Claude. I don't know what that really means, but 17% AI generated. But we know that this was 100% AI generated, and it's really bad. Like in the world of fitness, everyone wants to know. And we used the worst version of Claude to write this with no research or anything. We know what our other tools scored this at 77. I'm going to take that exact same text without any coding in it just to get a proper comparison. We're going to try ZeroGPT one more time and see if this actually, so this is saying 66% AI generated, while Polygraph is saying that it's only 17% generated. So far, it doesn't really pass the sniff test, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's just not identifying, and we're just doing sheer flat out comparison tests to the other big dogs on the market. You've got your big dog free tool, ZeroGPT, which everyone uses. Then we have our Originality, which I will do the same thing. We'll go and clear this out and we'll paste that exact. So it's a completely controlled test where we're taking the exact same text that has been cleaned and stripped of any markdown. Originality.ai is saying 100% confidence that this is truly AI written content. Polygraph is just saying that it's only 17%. So it's not working the way that I would like it to work, and the way that you guys probably would like it to work as well. AI highlighter. So we can come into AI highlighter. What is this? So we have our text in here. I'm going to say analyze, and we'll go and see what this looks like as well. So it should be altered text AI and humanized text detector. It's going to highlight your text. This green would mean that this is altered. I would love for them to put some type of quick tip up here to tell us what to do with this. It looks like AI generated that, so we would need to rewrite that. I don't know what altered means in this context. What do we need to do with this green sentence? And then human, it's saying all of this is human. This is basically telling us the ones that we need to keep our eye out on. And then the rest in gray is human content. Well, we know that this is just not human content. And when I kind of look down here, okay, so you can see it's literally highlighted in gray. Okay, so that's what that means. In the world of fitness, everyone wants to know the secret. And then when we come back over here, that's not what we're seeing. Okay, so in the world of fitness right here, so yeah, AI right there. Again, humanized text detector. So this would take us over to this tool right over here. So check if text is humanized or retains AI traces, but we can't use that one. Let's go with the writing analysis tool over here. I do like that it pastes over the content that you are working on, that it actually just automatically fills in the boxes with that. I do like that as X functionality. And so what we're going to do is analyze that real quick. Readability, 78%. I would like it to be more of the 8th grade, 9th grade type. That's what seems to be what everyone else is kind of using. We're going to go in here into Hemingway real quick, and we're getting a grade 11 right there. And readability. And so does it tell us? Okay, so just hover over. And it will tell us measures how easy it is to understand with higher scores indicating more complex writing. So yeah, we would want this to be lower, probably 40% or something like that. And it's at 78%, which is 11th grade. So it does give you, and then the perplexity right here, access to predictability of text with lower values implying easier prediction and may hint at AI generation. So we would want the score to be higher. We'll come back to the writing analysis in just a minute, and you can just see that the human generated one, nope, that's actually not. Let's go over here. We need to go back into the really, really good written one right over here. So copy. And if we just come in here, and it's not letting us delete anything. Let's start new, okay? And we just want to paste this in. It does have the markdown in there. It's just annoying to kind of mess with that. We're just going to leave it in there. You can see the perplexity should be higher and so forth. So cognitive flow index is 70%. And we'll go back over here. So cognitive flow is 70%. Readability 33%. And I kind of feel like I'm getting lost everywhere that I go. You can see there's the writing analysis, and we put this text in right here and it has that weird coding. We would have to go and strip this. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. Okay, so we're going to reanalyze, and you can see that the cognitive flow at 70% on this one, but still readability kind of interesting, because if we go and paste this exact one, now we're back onto the good article. We're at grade 6. This is an incredible article that Claude was able to write for us, and Polygraph is not recognizing this on the readability score, though with higher scores indicating, oh, okay, so no, it did recognize it. Readability is all the way down to 30% instead of being up there at like 70%. So that's really good. Perplexity with lower values imply easier prediction and may hint. So it's definitely not AI generated. This should be a higher score there. And cognitive flow is high and so forth. So it's kind of like you get some good stuff working and then some stuff still not working. And then we have our content enhancer. And so let's just say we paste this in right over here. We can go to AI check and summarize and humanize. So the content enhancer really doesn't let us do anything other than AI check right over here. So we'll just go run it through. I believe that should be the same thing as AI detection over here. Human generated 27%, 72% AI generated, but then this one passed with flying colors in the and 0GBT. So you can see this one is basically doing the opposite of the other tools. And so I don't really know what to think about that. You guys be the judge on that. I'm going to leave that off. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it right there. When you're this tool, they are claiming that they've done a lot more research and funding into becoming a really good AI detection tool and so forth. But you can't deny the amount of money that has been spent with Originality, and they have been the industry leader, or at least one of them, arguably the best. And then everybody swears by this free tool, 0GBT as well. So you have to at least, fight facts with facts. 0GBT and Originality seemed to at least be on the same page with content. We tested one that should have scored off the charts AI content generated, and it did on these two. We used Claude's worst version of AI, and it screamed, even reading in the text, it said all those classic things with AI. when we put it through Polygraph, it said that it was almost 100%. It was only 17% AI generated, and Zero GPT and Originality said it was 100% AI content. So I think we have a big discrepancy between Polygraph and other tools on the market. Personally, from what I know about SEO and AI content generation, this tool underperformed in pretty much every test that I used, and I couldn't get the AI humanizer to actually work. I'm not really sure what it did, but it didn't seem like it changed any of the text here or anything like that. I just had a really hard time using the tool. So for that, I personally wouldn't buy this tool. I want these tools to be really good. I want you to go click my link and go and buy these products so I can make money as an affiliate, but that's not what I do here. I review the tool as it stands and put it through the tests. I have no bias towards it. I'm not getting paid by Polygraph to make this video. Even when I get sponsored videos where people pay me, I still do honest reviews. In this case, I just don't have a whole lot of good things to say. Unfortunately, I can't recommend Polygraph. I'm going to leave a link below to pick up other tools. Go watch my first video from yesterday. It tells you all the tools I absolutely recommend. I'm going to try to put together a tier list, although with having almost 40 softwares, it might be kind of difficult to put together a tier list in 10 minutes. So I'll figure out what I can do with that. But if I had to rate this, I would have to give it a 2 stars. A 2 stars out of 5. It's been a while since I've had a 2-star rating. Nothing really performed. You're missing a bunch of features in this tool. If you buy the $59 plan, it's just a no-go. But if you're still going to participate in, a Sumo day, there's a lot of really top tier tools that I absolutely 5-star rated. Go and pick those up. I'll leave a link below for you to check out the tools that are inside the Appsumo Sumo Day event. Look out for probably tomorrow. I'll put that tier list together for you guys. So thank you guys so much. Remember to go and sign up for the giveaway, tier 2, any tool of your choice giveaway as well. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.